Szeretettel üdvözlök mindenkit. Welcome here everybody. Ezt a zenés sorozatot az Arcénú nevében készítjük és visszük hozzátok. Arcénú a progresszív zsidóság nemzetközi politikai hangja. 12 országban és a Cionista Világszövetségben. This series of music events are organized and broadcast on behalf of Arcénú, that is the international political voice of progressive Jewry, present in 12 countries and in the World Zionist Organization. Ez a zenés esemény sorozatunk arra szolgál, hogy felvidítson, örömöt és reményt adjon, mosolyt csaljon az arcotokra. Ha sikerül, kérünk, küldjetek kedves kommenteket az adás alatt. This series of music events is to cheer you up, to give you joy and hope, to make you smile. If this works, please send us nice comments during streaming. A mai este egyik hőse, akit nem fogtok látni, Andy, a londoni Shock Audio Visual Limited-től, egy kitűnő audio és streaming cégtől. Ő a cég igazgatójával, Leóval, és most kollégájával, Johnnal együtt készítette elő az egész adást. Andy fogja most ezt levezérelni, amiért óriási köszönet neki. One hero of this evening, with whom you are not going to see, is Andy of Shock Audio Visual in London. An excellent audio and streaming company. Andy and Leo, the CEO, have prepared this broadcast, and now Andy and his colleague John is going to manage it all tonight. Huge thanks to them for all their hard work. Most pedig átadom a szót Lam Dávidnak és Kanizsa Ginának, a program művészi szervezőinek, és elsőrangú művészeknek. Dávid méltán ismert, kitűnő klasszikus és jazzgitáros, zenekarvezető, dalszerző, énekes és kedves mesemondó. Gina képzett, többszörösen nemzetközileg és díjakkal elismert énekes, zeneszerző, szövegíró, jazz énektanár. So I pass the microphone to David Lam and Georgina Kanizsa, first class musicians and the artistic organizers of the program. David is deservedly well known, excellent classical and jazz guitar player, band leader, songwriter, singer and lovely storyteller. Gina is a trained singer with many international awards, composer, lyric writer, singing teacher. Kezdjük hát. Take it away, David and Gina.
Thank you, everybody. We will play music. First of all, I'm not going to talk a lot now, but I'd like to say hi to everybody. I'd like to say thank you to Erika, and I'd like to say thank you to everyone who helped organizing this event. And of course, Andy and Leo as well. Now, about Gina, we will talk a little more in detail later on, but now all I can say is that she's a jazz singer, mainly, but the way they say she can sing anything at the drop of a hat, actually. So we will return to her later, but this evening is actually about, it evolves around a couple of very important themes, spring and freedom in Israel, and we've brought in one more theme to this because you can't have freedom without peace. So this first song is called Peace by the late great jazz pianist and composer Horace Silver. So this one is called Peace.
There's a place that I know where the sycamores grow and daffodils have their fun, where the cares of the day seem to slowly fade away in the glow of the evening sun. Peace when the day is done. If If I go there real late, let my mind meditate on everything to be done. If I search deep inside, let my conscience be my guide, then the answers are sure to come. Don't have to worry none. If I go there real late, let my mind meditate on everything to be done. If I search deep inside, let my conscience be my guide, then the answers are sure to come. Don't have to worry none. Don't have to worry none. Don't have to worry none.
Thank you very much. Now I will give, now we'll ask Adam to talk, please.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for David and Gina for the nice music, from the great music. And thank you for the invitation, Erika. I would like to introduce myself shortly. My name is Adam Schönberger. I'm a community and culture organizer in the Hungarian Jewish community in an organization called Marom, which is also a liberal stream. It's the youth or young adult movement of the conservative Masorti movement. So I'm very happy to be here and to be able to involve the program of Artszénú. Mindenkit üdvözlök, én Schönberger Ádám vagyok, kulturális és közösségszervező. I would like to also tell a couple of words about, the event itself. We will see a lot of music. Some of the music will be played online, from records, and some of the music will be played from the apartments of the musicians. So you will meet a lot of musicians and they will play live, and I will introduce you to them. They are wonderful musicians from Hungary, jazz musicians, classical musicians, folk musicians. I will speak about it later. We are just approaching the holiday of Passover, of Pesach, the holiday of freedom, and it's very important to understand that what is freedom to us in these days, when we are in most of our countries are closed in our apartments, and we would like to go outside and live our normal life and to feel free. So what are the possibilities to feel ourselves free in in our apartments, closed-in apartments? Yeah, and one of the great opportunity is to meet with each other online, and also one of the great opportunity to hear music, because music is one of the few tools that can bring you from the place that you are closed in to the skies or to the heavens, and you can forget for a while all of those things that you want to forget, and these things can liberate you. So I would like to also introduce the next song of Passover, and one of the greatest song of Passover is about that we were slaves in Egypt, but the God with their mighty hands freed us and delivered us to the promised land. And we are not slaves anymore, but we are free people that are able to celebrate. And I would like to remind you that in our times where there are still in some countries there are slavery, and there are various types of slavery, not only financial slavery but mental slavery. We would like to see ourselves in a world where we are free, and this freedom can be achieved also not by physical means but also spiritual means. So I would like to give that David and Gina will play a song about freedom, and I hope that it's going to be an opportunity, and the whole night is going to be an opportunity to free yourself free. And I would like to give and pass the field for David. You will hear Avadim Hayinu, we were slaves in Egypt. From the
Avadim hayinu, atam nekovim, v'nekovim. Avadim hayinu, atam v'nekovim. Avadim hayinu, atam v'nekovim, atam v'nekovim. Avadim hayinu, atam nekovim, v'nekovim. Avadim hayinu, atam b'nei chorim. Avadim hayinu, atam b'nei chorim, atam b'nei chorim. Chorim, chorim, chorim. Avadim hayinu, atam b'nei chorim, b'nei chorim. Avadim hayinu, atam b'nei chorim. Avadim hayinu, atam b'nei chorim, atam b'nei chorim. Avadim hayinu, atam b'nei chorim, b'nei chorim. Avadim hayinu, atam b'nei chorim. Avadim hayinu, atam b'nei chorim, atam b'nei chorim.
Thank you. So I hope that every one of us feel liberated, and now we will go on, and you were able to see a lot of wonderful musicians in the previous video. So let me introduce all of them one by one, and they will also play for you a couple of songs, and you will able to hear it. So let's just board on the Ark of Noah from the Bible, and try to go overseas and also dock at the mountain of Ararat, where David Yangibarian, our next musician, came from. David Yangibarian is from Armenia, and he lived in various places of the world. He lived in Italy, he lived in France, he lived, of course, in Yerevan where he born, and of course, most of his life he spent most of his life in Hungary. He made a lot of wonderful records that, of course, I won't be able to list in a couple of seconds. But one of the couple of the most important is one of that, is the one that a record made and a whole album he made with Frank London called Pandukt, which means Armenian, that rootlessness, and he worked together with a lot of Hungarian folk musicians and international jazz musicians, classical musicians. He worked together even with the Wiener Philharmonia. So a wonderful musician. Please welcome David Yangibarian.
Thank you very much. Toda Rabba. Erev Tov to everybody. So now I'm going to play a composition of Johann Sebastian Bach. It's a C minor partita. It's a C minor partita of Johann Sebastian Bach, number 826, Allemande. Everybody can hear me?
Thank you, David.
Thank you,
And
Joe.
now-
Thank you for everybody, and thank you for presentation.
Thank you so much. So we heard David Yengibaryan played Bach. So back from Leipzig, where now we will come to Budapest, and of course I will introduce you our next musician, Dávid Ülkei, wonderful saxophone player, and here he is, a wonderful saxophone player. But there are a lot of many different interesting things is going around in David's life. One of that I will mention to you is that David is a professional martial art sportsman, and beyond the music, which is like a very interesting and super interesting story.
That's an overstatement.
Overstatement. The professional is overstatement.
Let's say that I'm an avid practitioner.
Okay, and he also lived in Israel. And since we are at Pesach, of course, it's important to speak about Israel, because Israel, of course, is the the land of Canaan, the promised land. The Jews were slaves, and they went to the promised land, and of course by music. It's important not to forget. A lot of people forget that the walls of Jericho, like Israel, was conquered by music, by the horns, by horn sounds. If you check it in the Bible, you will find that. And what is also interesting that also me and also David lived for a while in Israel, in the Promised Land, and we were just talking about a couple of stories about Israel, and one of the stories that came up that I just told to David, that I lived in a kibbutz, and in the kibbutz I went to an ulpan when I was 18, and I studied the Hebrew language, and they told that not to leave out the dishes, because if the dishes are left in the sink, then ants will come, and we, okay, good, ants will come, but they told us that it's important, because the ants will come, like some other thing will come, later on. And of course, we left the dishes out there. No one really wanted to, like wash the dishes. And the ant came, of course, but after the ant, a lot of different creatures came afterwards that we weren't able to perceive and to imagine, in the beginning. So after the ant, like bigger insects came, and after the bigger insects, of course, a lot of mice came, and after the mices, the snake came, and it was like a little 10 plague, in a kibbutz that we were able to understand that there are a lot of consequences of our acts, and even when you are just leave the dishes out there are consequences. And I also would like to ask you, because I know that you also lived in a kibbutz for a while, or you spent a couple of days out there, so you have also a story about the kibbutz.
In the early 2000s, for 3 years, I lived in a youth village called Alonei Tzak. I studied in secondary school there. Actually, that was a nice parallel with conquering the Promised Land with a horn, because I picked up the horn in the Promised Land. I started to play the saxophone when I was 16, and that's a funny story too, because I wanted to play the drums, but I arrived a bit late, like in mid October, and the drums is always a very popular instrument. So the drum teacher was already filled up his schedule. So I asked the music teacher, so what shall I learn? Is there a place anywhere? He told me, yeah, the saxophone player is not it's still available. So that's how I started to play the horn by accident.
And you conquered Israel, and then afterwards you came back to Hungary, and you conquered the Hungarian jazz scene. And of course, for those who are from abroad, David is now a prominent figure of the Hungarian jazz field. He plays for one of the most popular big band, and he also plays a lot of various type of music, folk music, jazz music, also classical, I think. So there are a lot of and also pop music. Like he is also very, very well known in these circles. So I would pass the sound and the screen to David, and I would like to ask to play for us for a couple of minutes.
Okay. I prepared with a beautiful melody. It's by Ali Dajibri, a very famous Israeli saxophone player. And the name of the song is Israeli Song. Thank you.
Wow, this was absolutely great. I'm certainly enjoying myself, and I see some very nice comments. Thank you very much. And everybody very welcome from Jerusalem to Mexico and Hereford in England. Thank you for joining us. A meghívóban ígértem nektek egy meglepetést. Egy nagyon híres, egészen különleges művészről van szó, aki ugyanannyira szuper ember is. Izrael legjobb arcát képviseli, és a nemzetközi zenei világ élvonalában van. Nem ismerem személyesen, de megkerestem, és órákon belül válaszolt. In the invitation to this event, I promised you a surprise. We are talking about a very famous, very special artist who is an equally fantastic person too. She represents the best of Israel and the crème de la crème of the international music world. I didn't know her, but I wrote to her, and she replied within hours. Hallgassátok Ahinoam Ninit, művész nevén Noát. Listen now to Ahinoam Nini, known as Noah.
Shalom, this is Noah, or Ahinoam Nini. I would like to say hello to Artseinu and to the Zionist Federation of Hungary. I'd like to say hello to Erica and to David Lamb and to Gina and to all the good people who are behind the organization of this musical event. Erica wrote to me and asked me to greet you all. I was very, very happy to do so. I heard David and Gina performing in their kitchen. So beautiful. And I think it's very, very important and wonderful to organize musical events such as these to keep us all together and optimistic and happy. So I send you all my love, wishing you very good health and the best of everything, hoping that 2021 comes to a beautiful end where we can finally emerge from Corona and embrace each other again. So shalom, everybody. Be well and enjoy the music.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Noah. Ő személyesen is itt lenne, illetve énekelne is nekünk, de ma van a fia 20. születésnapja. Úgyhogy nagyon boldog születésnapot. Ayeli. Noah would have happily joined us here tonight, but they are celebrating her son's 20th birthday. So, very happy birthday to Ayeli. Engedélyt adott rá, hogy játsszunk az online koncertjeiből. Így élvezzétek egyik csodás dalát a tavaly áprilisban otthonából adott jótékonysági koncertből, ami az olaszországi súlyosan érintett Bergamo javára készült. Ez volt a koncert remek, felemelő utolsó dala a mindenek ellenére gyönyörű világról. La vita è bella. She gave us permission to play songs from her home concerts, so enjoy one of her gorgeous songs from the charity concert of last April for the then very badly affected Bergamo in Italy. This was a wonderful, uplifting last song of this online concert about the world that is beautiful that way.
So here we go, guys. Remember, life is beautiful. Smile without a reason why. Love as if you were a child. Smile no matter what they tell you. Don't listen to a word they say, 'cause life is beautiful that way. Tears, a tidal wave of tears. Light that slowly disappears. Wait before you close the curtain. There's still another game to play, and life is beautiful that way. אחבק אותך בלב. בוא, בוא, בוא נשכח את הכאב. We'll forget about our sorrow and think about a brighter day, 'cause life is beautiful that way. La vita è bella.
What a lady! Noah különleges ember is. Szociálisan, politikailag, társadalmilag erősen angažált. Sok időt, energiát, pénzt és munkát tesz a társadalom és az emberiség javítására. Egy élő tikkun olam. Noah is a very special person too, very strongly engaged socially, politically. She puts tremendous energy, money and work into the betterment of society and mankind. She is a living tikkun olam. Egy másik otthoni koncertjén tavaly októberben beszélt élete 2 vezérvonaláról, amelyek teljesen azonosak azokkal, amik szerint élem az életemet, és amelyek kifejezik azokat az értékeket, amiket a holnap utáni izraeli választásokon küzd, például Arcénú is. Hallgassátok meg! In another of her home concerts in October last year, she talked about her 2 main leitmotifs that happened to coincide with mine and with the values Arcénú will fight for at the Israeli elections in just 2 days' time. So I would like you to listen to this.
הימים ימי קורונה. These are corona days, very challenging times. זמנים מאוד מאוד קשים ומאתגרים לכולנו, בטח לנו האומנים, we the artists, were, we've had to rethink our whole life strategy in this crazy situation we're all living. And in Israel, we're experiencing very, very difficult times. It's not only corona, we also have a total meltdown of our government system. Unfortunately, many, many hundreds of thousands of Israeli citizens are out there protesting all the time. כאן בארץ כידוע, אנחנו עסוקים בהרבה מאוד הפגנות. כאן מאחורה שמתי את הדגלים שלי. I have my 2 flags, the Israeli flag and the black flag, which is what we spend, Gil and I, and all of our friends, a lot of time doing, protesting, saving our democracy, demanding governance which is honest and true and loyal to the citizens and not to itself. אנחנו נאבקים כידוע על ממשל שידאג לנו ולא לעצמו, ואנחנו נמשיך לעשות את זה עד שנצליח. And I was thinking, what is the connection between music, our music, and this protest movement and demonstrations in general? אז חשבתי, מה הקשר באמת בין המוזיקה ומוזיקה בכלל, או הדרך המוזיקלית שלנו, שלי ושל גיל דור במשך השנים, לתנועת מחאה. וחשבתי על זה שאנחנו בעצם סוג של מחאה. אנחנו עסוקים במחאה, אני חושבת, במשך כל 30 שנות הקריירה שלנו, ולא רק פוליטית. So actually, Gil and I have been a sort of small protest movement of our own for the 30 years of our career. And not only politically, you all know I'm very involved politically in the peace movements and for human rights and everything, but not only that, it's also in the music. אנחנו במחאה מוזיקלית, אנחנו מחאה נגד הכניעה לפחד. We are in a demonstration or a protest movement against succumbing to fear. We believe that fear is not where we should be living, not the place from which we should be making music. And we try to make the best we can, fearless music.
Hello, that was wonderful. And thank you, Erica, for organizing this wonderful feature for our show. I would like to go on and introduce our next wonderful musician, an internationally well-known percussionist, musician, composer, András Désh. He played in various places of the world, of course. He is also, as the other musicians now, tied to his apartment. He's not able to go to the Carnegie Hall now or to the Shanghai music export to Cairo or to Damascus, but actually stays at home as all of us, and try to be happy and try to liberate himself also, and he be together with his family. But now, of course, he will play us a lot of, not a lot of, but a couple of minutes at least. And in this regard, please welcome our wonderful friend András Dés.
Hi everyone, it's great to be here. Actually, it's really inspiring to have the chance playing after Noah. She's one of my heroes. She's unbelievable. Yeah. So as we were talking a lot about freedom today, and also I have neighbors. So, and as I'm a percussionist, I won't play on loud drums, but actually one of the most free thing for me is body percussion. It's connected to my body. You don't need anything else, just yourself. So I'll do a really short improvisation using the different parts of my body, hopefully not disturbing too much the neighbors at this late moment. And yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you very much. This was the short body percussion improvisation from Vienna.
Oh, András reminded us that we are the people of nature and we have to find our ways back to the nature. And as far as we will able to go outside, I recommend to everyone. Now spring, I hope that lockdown will ease in the near future, and we will find our way back to the nature. And now direct our boat or ark to Ararat, to Armenia. We heard David Yangibaryan played classical music, played Bach, and now I would like to introduce you our next song from David Yangibaryan, from David Yangibaryan Octet and Armenian music. Oh, okay. So it's me again. I would like to thank you for all of you. I will give back the voice and the screen to David Lam. And I would also thank for David and also for Gina to organize all of this event. Who David was not only the artistic director of this whole project, but also the soul of these projects, of course, beyond Erica. And of course, David will tell a couple of words about their songs that they will play now. And I would like to say goodbye and hope we will see each other soon again. Goodbye, and listen to David and Gina.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you for all the nice ways that you could find to talk about the songs and the whole program. And sorry for me looking like I don't know, SpongeBob. Anyway, thank you all for being here again. And since we were talking about the main themes being spring and freedom and Israel, of course, well, you know, spring is kind of interconnected with love. So this next song will be about love. And I have to tell you a couple words about the songs. It's called Erev Shel Shoshanim. And the strange thing about it is it means Night of Roses or Night of Lilies, depending on your translator, actually. But I chose to go with roses for some reason. I like those more. But anyway, the song was written in the 60s, and it was written. The music was written by Yosef Hadar, and the lyrics by Moshe Dor. And the strange thing is that the song got so popular, not only in Israel, but all over the Middle East, that they have belly dancing events. They have a lot of Jewish marriages are conducted to this song. And the strangest thing is, which I think is a very nice thought, that things like this exist in the world, that actually it goes beyond the borders of religions. Because in the 1970s, a Finnish guy, a composer, took this song. He thought it was by mistake he thought it was an Israeli folk song, which is it not. Which it is not. It was written by this guy, but he thought it was a folk song, and he put it into one of his compositions, which were called, excuse my Finnish, it was called Tiela Ken Vaelta, and it ended up in a hymn book of the Evangelical Lutheran Church of Finland, which is quite incredible. It's an Israeli song. It went all over the world. It's a beautiful song, and listen to this one, please, now. I hope you'll like it. It's called Erev Shel Shoshanim.
שושנים צלע אל הבוסתן כמו בשמים ולבנה לרגלך נפתן לילה יורד לאט ברוח שושן נושבה הווה יחש לך שיבלה זמן שלך לילה יורד לאט, ברוח שושן ושבע, הווה יחש לך שיבלה, זמן שלך, שחר ומעיונה, חושך מלא תל עלים, ביכל הבוקר שושנה, אקטרפנו של שושנים צלע אל הבוסתן כמו בשמים ולבנה לרגלך נפתן לילה יורד לאט ברוח שושן ושבע הווה יחש לך שיבלה זמן שלך שחר ומעיונה, חושך מלא תל עלים, ביכל הבוקר שושנה, אקטרפנו לי.
סתם, כמו בסמים ולמנה, לרגלך נפתם. לילה יורד לאט, ברוח שושן ושבט, הווה ילחש לך שיר בלט, זנב של אהבה. לילה יורד לאט, ברוח שושן ושבט, הווה ילחש לך שיר בלט, זנב של אהבה. לילה יורד לאט, ברוח שושן ושבט, הווה ילחש לך שיר בלט, זמר של אהבה, זמר של אהבה, זמר של אהבה. Well, I hope you like the song Erev Shel Shoshanim. And since actually this is part 2 of Ahead with Music, and we never talked about Gina, we talked about all the musicians, including myself. So I'm not even going to talk a lot about myself. I'm a guitarist, songwriter, singer. Maybe I do my own stuff, but that's enough of me. Gina, she's a really great jazz singer, and as I told you before, actually as I told in part 1, we are jazz musicians. Although I know in the time of pandemic this is not the right phrase to use, but we are jazz musicians infected with other genres. But so is Gina, but she's mainly a jazz singer. She had a couple of her own formations. We have a duo formation, and sometimes we play in quartet. But her main project is an a cappella band called Jazzation. And we're going to listen to a song from that, actually an award-winning song from 2017 Eurovision Song Contest. But I'd like to ask, actually Jazzation has won a number of awards all around the world's a cappella festivals and contests. But what I would like to ask Gina first of all now is that I heard a story about the wall-to-wall carpet or scarf or anything you want to call that you have behind yourself on the wall. We can see in the clips. Can you say something about that, because I heard that's interesting?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Hi everyone. It's really nice to be here, and I'm really thankful for being a part of this project. Actually, the carpet you could see in the videos is from Jerusalem, and I have it since 2000.
You've been there 2 years ago, maybe?
I was there 2 years ago, twice. I was in Akko and I was in Jerusalem. And this carpet, I have seen it on the internet. I wanted to buy it so much, but it was so pricey, and I decided not to buy it. And then when I went to Jerusalem, I was at the market, and before I went there, David told me that you should bargain with these.
You have to bargain, but you have to say at least half the price.
Yeah, and I'm really proud of myself because I tried so hard, and I won this argument with a approximately 10-year-old boy.
Wow.
And so I have this carpet at home, and this was my gift for myself from Jerusalem. I was there because I joined an international music project called Common Ground Voices. And this is an interesting gathering. We are third part Arab Israelis, third part Jewish Israelis, and third part international singers.
All around.
And this is a peace building project, and we are doing music, and we doing concerts now in Israel, but we are trying to go abroad as well. And when we are there, and we are gathering there, those places, there are so many wonderful musicians, and we learn so much about music, about ourselves, about cultures and about bonding through music. And this is a peace-building project, actually, and I'm really glad that I am a part of it.
It's really interesting. There's just one more thing I'd like to tell everybody about Gina, because I think it's very, very rare, according to my experiences at least, that if you have a jazz soloist, like she's a solo singer and she's a really good singer, but she can sing vocals with an incredible humility, with incredible respect for the other soloists. So this is very, very rare. She's like the perfect combination.
Thank you.
So the next song, since we were talking about freedom and peace and all that stuff, this is about freedom too. This one is called Fall Like Rain, and this one in 2017, this came in as the 4th song, the Eurovision song contest. So
in Hungary.
Yeah, so listen to this one, please. Fall Like Rain.
Dun 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 dun. Winds of weakness, troops of fears, craving storms of silence nobody hears. Let your desperate falling tears fall like rain, rain like falling from the skies. No one knows that somewhere somebody cries. Let your tears fall like rain.
Fill your heart with the light, picking sparkling crumbs out of the stars, like a bird as it flies. Free your soul from the sky, spread your wings and break through the clouds. Let your chains fall like rain from the sky. Breeze of spring will set you free. Streams of hope keep flowing into the sea. Let your chains fall like rain. Sparkling crumbs out of the stars, like a bird as it flies. Free your soul from the skies, set your wings and break through the clouds. Let your chains fall like rain. No more tears, no more pain. Go and spread your wings and fly. Set you free. Streams of hope keep flowing into the sea. Let your chains fall.
Let your chains fall.
Let your chains fall, fall like rain.
So this was Fall Like Rain. For me, it's actually, I'm a musician, but still it's quite incredible that I went to a couple of concerts of Jazzation, and the thing they do when they begin a song, I don't know if you have ever experienced that moment when they say, and then all of a sudden you hear these beautiful harmonies. It's absolutely incredible for me.
But it's a bit schizophrenic to be an a cappella singer, because you have to jump from the soloist part to the background vocalist part, and you have to change it all the time and let the others evolve and let the others shine, and then jump back again to your part. And yeah, we are singing different parts, five voice parts. These are written for us. This is an original composition, actually, this one.
Yeah, this was especially written for this band. So, okay, for the next song, I would like to say a couple of words about my all-time favorite, Bob Marley. And there's a joke which came to my mind, which is absolutely incorrect politically. But I have to tell you, anybody who knows me knows that I've been raised to respect all humans and look at all humans as equals. And I live by that, and I do think so. But the joke is kind of typical to Bob Marley. The joke goes that a Hungarian, well, could be Hungary, could be any, well, in Hungary it happens. So a Hungarian Nazi stops at a bench where a gypsy guy is sitting and reading something, and he asks, "What are you reading?" And he says, "Well, I'm reading the Torah." And the Nazi says, "Don't push it, don't push it." So Bob Marley is a famous Jamaican artist, and he was all for peace. And as you know, Rastafarianism is kind of interconnected with Judaism. They use the symbols, the Star of David. They talk of Zion as the promised land. And the strange thing is that his mother was Jamaican, but his father was actually born into a Syrian Jewish family. So Judaism was very, very important for Bob Marley. It was so important that actually among his many children, one of my favorites is Ziggy Marley. Ziggy Marley is around, he's a 40-ish guy now. He and his family are actually observing the Shabbat. So they really take this stuff seriously. But Bob Marley was a very important figure fighting for freedom of the Jamaican poor crowds. So it's very, very important to me. And the next song we did was one of his most famous songs, Exodus, which is about going back to the Promised Land. And if you listen to the lyrics, you can hear my favorite line, send us another brother Moses across the Red Sea. So it's full of these references to Israel and Judaism. So I hope you will enjoy this one, Exodus. Many people will fight you down when you see your light. Let me tell you, if you're not wrong, well, everything is alright. And so we're gonna walk through the roads of creation. We the generation, we trot through great tribulation in this exodus, alright. Movement of your people, in this exodus, oh yeah. Movement of your people. Well, you open your eyes and look within. Are you satisfied with the life you're living? We know where we're going, and we know where we're from. We're leaving Babylon, y'all. We going to our father's land in this exodus, alright. A movement of your people. In this exodus, oh yeah. A movement of your people. Jah come to break the oppression. Rule equality, yeah. Wipe away transgression. Set the captives free. Set the captives free now. Set the captives free. Set the captives free, yeah. In this exodus, alright. A movement of your people. In this exodus, oh yeah. A movement of your people. Send us another brother Moses. Wanna cross the Red Sea now. Wipe away transgression. Set the captives free. Set the captives free now. Set the captives free. Set the captives free, yeah. In this exodus, alright. A movement of your people. In this exodus, oh yeah. A movement of your people. Said it's 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 a movement of your people.
Wow. This is wonderful, even if I say so myself. Majdnem koncertünk végénél vagyunk, de még ne kapcsoljátok ki. Remélem jól éreztétek magatokat, érdekeseket hallottatok, láttatok. Nagy öröm lenne, ha kedvetek támad a szereplő és említett művészeket, zenéket jobban is megismerni, a képernyő alján futott oldalakon őket lájkolni, és zenei tapasztalataitokat bővíteni. We have come towards the end of our concert, but don't switch off just yet. I hope you enjoyed it, you found it interesting. It would be great if as a result you felt like expanding your musical range, if you decided to get to know better the music and the artists who participated or were mentioned, if you put a like on their pages. Talán felkeltettük érdeklődéseteket Arcénó és Marom és hasonló civil szervezetek munkája iránt is. Szükség van rátok. Segítsetek munkánkban. We may have piqued your interest in Arcénó, Marom and similar civil societies. We need you. Please help in our work. Óriási köszönet mindenkinek, aki a programban részt vett. Művészek, mesemondók, Magyarországon és a műszakisok Angliában. Huge thanks to all participants tonight, artists, storytellers in Hungary, and the tech guys in England. És most búcsúzunk a következő áprilisi eseményünkig még egy utolsó dallal, Ginától és Dávidtól. Vigyázzatok magatokra. Viszontlátásra. And now we say goodbye until our next event in April, but there is still a last song to come from Gina and David. Take care. See you soon.
Köszönjük szépen. Thank you very much. One small correction. Gina is actually Gina, and not Gina because she's Georgina.
She's listening to Gina when it's an international platform. Yeah.
Thank you all very much, and thank you, Erika, first of all, and Arcénó, and of course Andy and Leo in the background. And last but not least, thank you for all the wonderful musicians who helped and put an enormous amount of work into this and made all my silly arrangements come true. So thank you very much for everything, and thank you Adam, of course, for all the lovely ways that you connected the songs. So thanks everybody. Hope you enjoyed yourself. One last thought before we play our last song. It will be short, I promise. Just food for thought, just a little idea. In ancient Japanese, the kanji for music and medicine are equal. They're the same. In modern Japanese, music is two kanjis, sound and medicine. So music is like sound medicine. So maybe with that thought, we can play our last songs. And thank you for listening to us. This one is called "The Thrill Is Gone." It's by B.B. King. It's one of our all-time favorite songs. Thrill is gone. The thrill has gone away. thrill is gone, baby. The thrill is gone away. You done me wrong, baby. You're gonna be sorry someday.
Thrill is gone. It's gone away for good. Oh, the thrill is gone. The thrill is gone, gone, gone away. Although I still live on, that oh so sorry I'll be.
Free now, baby. Lord, I'm free from your spell. Free now, baby.
Free now, baby.
Free now, baby. Lord, I'm free from your spell. Now that it's all over, baby, all I can do is wish you well. Free now, baby. Lord, I'm free from your spell. Free now, baby.
Free now, baby.
Free now, baby. Lord, I'm free from your spell. Now that it's all over, baby, all I can do is wish you well. Now that it's all over, baby, all I can do is wish you well. Now that it's all over, baby, all I can do is wish you well. Thank you all. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening.